almost always in our structures, we invest also in the equity, in public market equity, even though the markets are really struggling, and even though it's very, very difficult to be able to find exits, certainly on the public markets, really looking at M&A. And the reason that we do that is to say to a company and to say to shareholders of the company that we're aligned with you. You know, we believe in the equity story here, and we're going to make an investment into the equity story. From our perspective, we see ourselves as an important part of the puzzle here to fix that, right? And we've been trying to do this now for many, many years. And so how do we go about doing that? Firstly, we try to lead by example. I mean, we have our own sustainability metrics as a firm, produce our own sustainability reports. And then on top of that, when we make our investments, we make sure that the portfolio companies that we have treat this as a number one priority. It's incredibly important to us. It's top of the list when we go through our investment committee and due diligence procedures. And it's top of the list when we work with our portfolio companies in sort of monitoring and managing.
What I've seen in the past few years is that we're getting great involvement with macro funds in the sector. So we're seeing a big divergence in valuations between the various sectors and a move away from developers. So we actively run about 200 models, financial models on companies right across the sector. So we have a good feel for the valuations relative to what we feel is fair value.
It's very, very hard for our industry to improve its perception, right, from an ESG perspective. So I think it's really important from our perspective as an investor in the space to ensure that our portfolio companies just apply best practice and we don't have horrible events like we've seen over the course of the last few years, whether it's from an environmental or social perspective. They cannot happen. That's our role in this equation, and I think that if as an industry we can get that right overall, then eventually we'll get it back and reputation will be restored, and as a consequence capital will flow.